Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Garage Biljon and my 94 Safari build. In the previous episode, I asked you for your input with regards to color, and you guys were fairly evenly matched between just plastic dip the thing and go driving and get it professionally painted. But in the meantime, I have made a discovery which is making my decision even easier than before, and that is this. Let me show you what's happening inside the engine bay. I have figured out that the paint that they used in here is extremely soft. So I'm able to rub it off, and all I need to use is a bit of cleaning thinner, and it's softening the paint to such a degree that I can literally wipe it off with a microfiber cloth. Let me show you. If you look in that little crevice there, I've just put some thinner on there, and look at that. Look, it's almost gone. A few more rubs and she's clean. Which means I do not have to paint this engine bay. All I have to do is clean it. And if I can clean it and I can get it this blue again, then what's stopping me from doing this blue again? So you guessed it right. In this episode, we are finally prepping this car for paint, and it's going off to a paint shop in my neighborhood. So join me as we take out the door glass. We are going to take off these headlight mechanisms so that they can get to this metal properly. I'm going to take off these lights, and I think then we are pretty much ready to have it picked up and get it painted. So all of this is blue, the airbox lid is now off, and I'm going to focus on this black piece over here. Right, there we go. So this is one side now completely devoid of cheap black paint. It took me about, I would say, for all in all, this must have been about 2-3 hours worth of work. And as you can see, it's all clean. I thought I would try this black, but this is obviously some form of epoxy. I still think it's Hammerite, but that means tomorrow night I'll be doing that side, and hopefully by then we'll have a blue engine bay. Alright, so this is a morning well spent. It's time for me to start my day job, but I managed to get this guy clean. This one was a lot more work because somehow they managed to mix the hardener correctly in some spots for this one. So there was a couple of spots like in there that was fairly hard, and this guy here was fairly hard. I had to get it started with a bit of a scruffing it up so that the thinner can get through the top layer. But it's all clean, it's all blue. This is now all blue, so the whole engine bay is back to being blue. There's one thing that's still annoying me, and I think you can see it through there, and that's some idiot painted the block red. But anyway, choose your battles. Alright, so seeing as this has been such a success with me removing the black paint from the interior of the engine bay, I think I want to try that same experiment on the doors here. Because if you look at the paint here, it's very wrinkly, and I can pick at it with my fingers. So I'm going to try and see if I can get the paint off of here, because if that is possible, that means I don't have to get the paint shop to do these doors for me, and that'll save me a huge amount of money, because painting doors is an expensive job. So if I can clean this off and the other side, then everything that you don't see is blue, and then they basically just have to paint the outside and we're good to go. Alright, I guess you can't get lucky twice. So this seems to be the same paint as what was on the outside of the car, which is a sort of a epoxy hammerite-ish kind of paint. It's not hard, but it doesn't get broken down by thinner. So this needs to be sanded down. There's no way of getting around that. So that means the doors have to come out, and if the doors have to come out, that means I have to take the doors apart. So that means the glass has to come out, all this rubber has to come out, and the wiring that's sitting inside the doors also have to come out. Alright, so we have a fully stripped out door. This is now literally just a metal shell. You can see the trim is off on the outside, the rubbers are out, the trim is off on this side, the lock mechanism is out, the ventilation grids are out, the window winding mechanism is out, the glass is out, the wiring harness is out as well, and also from the door it's been unplugged, and so is the courtesy light, that's also taken out, and also the door catch that sits here is out. So it's now a completely stripped down door, and it sounds very luxurious. Let me, oh yeah, that's what a Porsche should sound like. So now it's onto that door, and once that's done, I'll be calling the painter. Alright, so now that the passenger door is also completely stripped of all its trimmings, then the work starts for us on the interior. I am going to remove the rear bench, I'm going to remove those quarter panels in the inside, seat belts will be coming out, and the passenger seat will be coming out, and I think maybe some of this carpet will be coming out as well. To get the back bench out, what you need to do is you need to release it from the clips. There we go. Pull it forward and then just pull the carpet forward, and then you'll see there's a bracket on this side and there's also one over there. It's a 10mm bolt that sits inside there. So all we have to do is just loosen that bolt, and then we can pull the bench, or at least the rear piece of the bench, out, and then we'll start working on these clips to get the rest of the seat out. Alright, so now that you have the backrest out of the car, the next thing is to get the bottom piece of the bench out. And it's a fairly straightforward job. You just have to pop these little metal tabs off of the material. Be very gentle with it, because you can tear the material. It's got some little hooks in it. So be gentle, try and pry it open a little bit and then push it off. Save them, because you use them again when you put it back. But once that's done, the bench will just pull out of the car. So you can see the bench is out. For me, it has been luck of the draw whether they are glued in or not. This one is glued in some places, but I managed to get it out in one piece. I won't glue it when I put it back because you don't need to glue it. There's no reason for this to be glued. So, but anyway, I'll clean this up as much as I can. These are the clips. So make sure you put them in a safe place. You can use them again. And so we come to the end of a phase on the 94 Safari. She's completely stripped down, ready to be painted. And let me show you what else I've done. So you can see the seats are out of the car. The front bumper is now back to basics as well. And there's a box in there with mirrors, fuel flap, all kinds of small parts that needs to be painted. And the guttering for the car is in there. So the next thing for us to do, or the final thing for us to do, is to grab my 1982 color brochure for the 94 and just finally, for once and all, confirm the color of this car. So if we look at this area where the rubber for the quarter window used to sit, this part is still the factory paint. And let me bring down the little brochure towards the pillar. And now if we do a comparison like that, you can see this car is indeed Mauritius blue. So now that I've confirmed that, the painter knows what to do. So he'll be picking this up in a couple of minutes. And there she goes, off to the painter, about 500 meters from my house. Till next time, Safari. Now I can finally wash the floor. Until next time, goodbye.